Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Sat Nam, welcome back everyone to the channel. My name is Gobind. This is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you those of you that are watching the replay. We're going to talk in this video about the full moon in Sagittarius that's coming up this Saturday on June 3rd, which also happens to be my birthday. We're going to go over the astrology, the general energy of the full moon, the aspects that are happening, the stargates that it's activating, the chakra and system of the body, the Sabian symbol, the Chandra symbol, the gene key, and then I'll give you a preview of tomorrow's broadcast, which is all about the human design transit reading of the moon. And this is what I do every time there's a new and a full moon on the channel. We go through all of this information. It's really fun to decipher it, to go over it. Thank you, Veronica. And yeah, so excited to go through all this really awesome stuff. I'm really excited about this full moon. I think obviously because it's on my birthday, and meaning like the sun, it's going to be opposing my sun, but it's activating me very powerfully. Let me say hi to everyone that's here. Hello, Venus. Welcome in. Hello, Jill. Hello, Raven. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Raessa. Welcome in. Hello, Maricela. Hello. Who else is here? We got Lish over here. We got Veronica here as well. Thank you. It's feel like it's been forever since Jai went live. Yeah, it kind of has. I actually had a really nice break. But yeah, it's been a good time for me to like rest. And one thing that I've been really learning a lot lately is that I honestly, like in the past, hi Deb, welcome. In the past, I really have not given myself time to rest. Like I just push through, and it's just not the right strategy for me. Of course, you guys know I'm a projector. I really have to give myself a lot more time to rest. And I've been doing that lately, and I actually feel so much better. Hello, Alejandra. Welcome in. Yes, we got some few announcements to make before we get started with the content. So I'm going to share a few. Oh, the truck is totaled. We're going to revisit that. The truck is totaled, and yeah, it's like whatever happens afterwards with insurance companies, we're kind of working on that. But yep, that's the story. Kind of ended right there for the truck. But we had an amazing time in Sedona for the retreat. That was epic. I can't even wait till we do it again next year. And Dawn and I actually had a discussion about, because the plan was to do another retreat in August for the Lionsgate, but it actually is a little bit really close in between the two events. And this one was like a lot. It was amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, but we need a little more time in between them. We figured out depending, like based off of our schedule and our lives and everything. So we're going to hold off on that one. But when we decide to do another one, we're going to put it on the schedule and all that good stuff. So I am very excited. It was so much fun. I want to do that way more often. That was like, it's one of the coolest things to work with people in person and to be able to, show up for you guys in that way. You're a workhorse. Yeah, I know I am, Marisela. I am crazy. Hello, Christy Ann. Welcome in. Hello, Twinkle Starlight. Karina, welcome in. Good to see you. So yes, that is a little bit of, an update. In terms of the announcements that I want to share with you guys and all the awesome stuff that I want to share with you guys, of course, I want to invite you to join us in Mighty Networks network. I'm going to share the screen right now because I want to just do a little share. But here is what it kind of looks like on the iPad. And it very much looks like Facebook, except it's cooler because it's private and it's just us. And it's amazing. But you can literally go to any events that are available. And a ton of the events are actually free. This is what's happening right now. This is like the list of events. I just want to give you a little, for those of you that are not on the app, I highly recommend you get on it. So we got this event happening right now. We've got the Sagittarius full moon, human design happening tomorrow. We've got our Gobind birthday and full moon celebration happening on Saturday night. We've got, this is really cool. I'm going to do a live concert on Sunday here on YouTube. So it's already, these are all been uploaded, the ones on YouTube. And I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And it's something that I want to share. I want to offer. It's like my offering, my birthday offering, right? Come join us. So I'm really, really excited. Like, please invite your friends to this. It's going to be like a straight up concert. Like, I will show up and play music and talk about the songs and the origin of the songs. It's going to be like a really beautiful and intimate experience. Hey, babe. So please come, invite your friends, put it on your loudspeaker. Like, I'm so excited. So that is my little birthday offering for everyone. The concert was a huge surprise. Yeah, I've been wanting to do that, but I haven't got the chance. And then now it just seemed like the perfect opportunity. So that's happening as well. Check this out. We've got Kundalini Yoga with Jai Gobind happening on June 6th, Tuesday, June 6th. And this is happening in our global network, in our global community. The cool thing about when I host events, and it's free to attend, when I host events, you can RSVP. You can say you're going. You can say you're interested. You could say you're not going. You could add these events to your calendar. All of them have like a description of what they're about. And the Kundalini Yoga that I do once a month is literally based off of the season that we're in. So we're in Gemini season right now, and we'll be talking about the system of the body that's connected to Gemini, which is the respiratory system. So that's what we work on. We also work on the chakra, which is the knees chakra, which is about ancestry and flexibility. So the whole class with the Kriya and the meditation, it's all designed to work with the energy of the season. And so this is the Gemini Kundalini Yoga class. Super exciting. We also have one of our beautiful moderators and members of the community, Tori, teaching yoga. The yoga classes are free to attend, and you are encouraged to make a donation, but It's not mandatory, but Heal, Love, Evolve Yoga with Tori in the month of June. The classes will be happening on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, every other Wednesday, I believe. So that's really cool too. I mean, dude, like, look at all this cool shit that's happening that you're missing out. Also, what I also have on this platform, other than this epic global community, is all of the programs that I offer. So the memberships that I offer, we have the Starseed membership, which is freaking epic. Those of you in the Starseed membership, what's one of the coolest things that you love about being a Starseed member? And what do you get? I mean, like, I offer so much for the Starseed membership. It's like out of this world. And the other membership that I have available is the Moon Goddess cohort, which is new. We just started it. This is for anyone that's graduated from level 1, 2, or 3 of the Moon Goddess training and wants to stay active with the information. It's kind of like, what do they call it? Extended education, or and there's replays for everything. What do they call it? I'm forgetting it. But like, anyways, it's like continued ed. There you go. Continued education for the Moon Goddess training. And we just started it. We're meeting once a month. We had one meeting and it was freaking amazing. And the whole thing is guided by your questions. And we can talk about astrology. We could talk about like Hermetic alchemy, the laws of the universe, the systems of the body, like anything that we covered in the Moon Goddess training is open for discussion in the cohort. So if you have taken the Moon Goddess training, you can go and sign up for that now. Our next meeting is coming up next week on next Friday, which is really exciting. Also, we have our Sedona retreats. You can sign up for all of my classes as well. I've got my courses that are currently available. I'm working on creating self-study courses for level 1 and 2 of the Moon Goddess training. That is coming up soon. We've got all of the Aquarian Astrology modules right here. There's 7 of them. You've got the basics of astrology, the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. And I will be doing more, but so far there's 7, and there's a bundle that gets you all of them together for cheaper. And if you graduated from the Moon Goddess training in 2022, level 1, 2, or 3, there's spaces here where I have all the replays. So if you haven't joined these spaces, come in here and request access because you belong in here. You belong with me. And then we also have the Moon Goddess training going on right now. We just finished level 1, the Moon Goddess training 2023. Who's in it? We got level 1 that just finished. I mean, you're more than welcome to purchase it and buy the replays, or you can wait for the self-study course that I will be uploading. But it's going to take me a minute to do that. This will be a lot faster. Level 2 starts June 10th. What? Who's ready for level 2, you guys? Oh my God. I'm so excited. And then level 3 is the certification. And you know what I want to do? My plan is to have the level 1 and 2 self-study course ready by the time we do the certification, because I want to open it up for anyone. And what will have to happen, the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to create a bundle, and you'll get level 1 and level 2 self-study courses included if you want to like start with the certification. And the way that I'm going to like justify it is you'll get your certificate as soon as you're done watching all the content from level 1 and level 2, because there's a way in the system that it marks like you've completed watching things and stuff. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm literally going to open it up for anyone that wants to do the certification. And to officially get your certificate, you'll have to just complete like level 1 and 2. So I'm so excited about all of that. Anyways, this is so cool. Also, other announcement that I want to make is that I'm back on Facebook, and it's under Jai Gobind. You can find me under Jai Gobind on Facebook. I'm excited I'm going to use the Facebook to grow our global community, our mighty network, invite people to the network. And I really want to grow this space. It is such a beautiful, so far we've been having such a beautiful and amazing experience that I can see it already, like getting better and better and better and better. If I haven't said hi to you and you are here, hello. Lynette, hello Trudy. Thank you for the birthday blessings. Yes. Who else? Ping is here. Welcome in. You're so sweet. Thank you for saying that. Jeanette is here as well. Magali, how's it going? Lish, I think I said hi, but yes, welcome. Yeah, so that's what's happening, you guys. Also, I'm doing all these announcements because I mean, people watch these videos and this is the place where I can actually do this. But anyways, go find me on Facebook, follow my profile, and yeah, you'll see more of me there. Here's what I offer. If you want to book a reading with me, your human design map to understand your human design, Gene Keys guidance if you want to learn your gene keys and be guided through the process. Atlantean astrology to understand all of the soul contracts in your life. Starseed ancestry reading for all the classical starseed activations in your chart. And the extended starseed reading to go further into the Venusian, the Hathor, the asteroid, Hathor, Kalima, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Set. We also talk about your Venus phase that you were born under, the Venus start point that you were born under. We also go over the prenatal, lunar, and solar eclipses and any new starseed markings that aren't covered in the classical or the starseed ancestry reading. It doesn't matter which one you get first. They're both two different readings. And then basic birth chart reading, live consultations for anything else that doesn't quite fit into those other categories, Akashic record reading, and past life regression, which is the Dolores Cannon's method, QHHT, past life regression. So anybody interested, if it's ringing a bell, let me know. So I think that's everything that I wanted to share, you guys. I'm so freaking excited. And I feel it. I feel it expanded. I feel it growing, and it feels really, really good. Speaking of expansion and growth, let's talk about this Sag full moon. So here we go. Here's our little handy dandy astrology chart that we're going to be talking about. And the first thing that, we know that is the most important thing about Sag is that it's ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is the ruler of this. Yeah, Lish is like, I don't believe it. You don't rest. Exactly. I don't. I try and it doesn't work. No, I'm just kidding. I've been trying a lot more lately to do less and less and less. And if you saw me the last few days, you'd be proud of me. But anyways, here we go. A Jupiter ruled. Yeah, projector joke. Exactly. A Jupiter ruled full moon is fucking exciting. It is really exciting. So in general, a moon in Sagittarius is all about exploration, expansion, adventure. This energy asks us to go beyond our comfort zone and discover something new. This can only happen with travel, both literally and figuratively. You have to be willing to go. You have to be willing to walk away and go discover something new. If you stay in your comfort zone, you won't get the benefit. Hello, Maria. Welcome in. Thank you. Sagittarius, like I said, is ruled by Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in astrology, the planet of expansion. So this time has huge potential for growth and spiritual integration. How beautiful is that? Some of the more important aspects that are happening with this moon is the moon. Let's find it right over here. So where's my little edit thing? Okay, here we go. So here, actually, let me use this. So here is the moon and here is the sun, and they're exactly opposing each other. And that's how we know that there is a full moon happening. And this moon is making a trine to Mars, which is right over here. It's kind of a wide orb trine, but still a trine. And trines bring beautiful, harmonious energy. At the same time, there's also trine energy towards Chiron. And again, it's not exact, but it's there. You can definitely feel it. Pallas Athena, also this stellium in Leo happening over here, is also making that trine to Chiron energy. And what this means is that there's a beautiful grand trine of fire. It's not exact. It's not exact. If it was exact, it would be like super epic. It's not exact, but the energies are there. Fire, fire, fire create this actual activation where we feel the both the spark of life, which is Aries, and that's the activation of the healing with Chiron, which graduates to Leo energy, where Mars is, and Pallas Athena, the goddess of wisdom, that help us to sustain that like life force energy of love and light. And then eventually that graduates into Sagittarius, which is the expansion of the heart or the expansion of the fire. So it moves from the activation to the fixed energy. So the cardinal to fixed to mutable, where you feel the fire starts with this like little spark or, flame that grows and becomes really big and expresses itself really beautifully through Leo, and then eventually expands beyond that through Sagittarius. So I think that that's really, really, really cool that grand trine energy is present here during this full moon. The other transit that is really awesome is you've got Venus over here. I don't know about awesome. I'll retract that word. But Venus is making an opposition to Pluto. It's not exact. She's about 2 degrees away. She will officially enter Leo on Monday, I think, June 5th. So she's right there. She's at the last degrees on Saturday on the full moon. She's at the last 2 degrees of Cancer. So she is making an opposition. And the thing that makes this a bit challenging is that both of these are also very close. Not exact, but they're also squaring Jupiter as well as the North Node. So we've got these two over here. And remember, Jupiter is the ruler of this moon. So this is a big deal. What do you get energetically when Venus opposes Pluto? Funkiness, like obsession, possession, jealousy, envy, power struggles within relationships. And then you've got Jupiter expanding the energy because Jupiter just makes everything bigger. The cool thing about the conjunction between Jupiter and the North Node is that somewhere here, we're working through whatever the energy is between Venus and Pluto and whatever power struggles in our relationships. We're working through that energy to heal it. Remember the grand trine and fire with Chiron in it, to heal it and then redirect ourselves. Because whenever there's a T-square to the nodes, whether it's, technically it's an actual grand square because they're squaring the North Node and the South Node. So what this actually is, technically, any squares to the nodes is a realignment. It's like being at a crossroads and having to make a choice, seeing there's two paths and you want to choose a path. So one direction takes you towards the future, towards destiny, you could say. And another direction takes you away from that, kind of backwards instead of forwards. So the choice is a realignment towards the destiny, or at least the more positive, the more growth. And where this full moon is guiding us towards is Jupiter energy, which is with the North Node, which means right now is a huge, this full moon is saying, focus on your destiny collectively, but both individually. Where is this Taurus energy in your chart? Because that's a big deal too, because this is where the energy is dispositing out of the full moon. So wherever 13 degrees of Sag is and wherever 3-4 degrees of Taurus is, those are two huge placements that are being like powerfully activated in your chart right now or during this full moon. So you have Taurus, which represents grounding. It represents abundance. It represents being magnifying or calling in, magnetizing that quality of life that you have been always wanting and seeking towards you, like calling it in. Abundance, material things, material possessions in a positive light. Like it's the abundance that we always want to, like that brings us happiness, right? And that's different for everybody. That's why you have to know what you value. What's important to you. It's whatever is important to you. For someone, it's going to be this. For another person, it's going to be that. So we're on a journey. This moon is inviting us on a journey to move away from our comfort zone and step into our destiny by going on a new adventure. And the adventure takes you completely out of the comfort level. We also have during this full moon, Mercury making a conjunction to Uranus. And this is Uranus and so Uranus rules the higher mind, Mercury rules the mind. When these two come together, it's sudden insight, new thought forms, new thought patterns, new beliefs in a way that come from a new way of thinking. So it's really about expanding the mind, activating the mind, and opening ourselves up to seeing new things, which I think is really, really beautiful. And there is, last but not least, a sextile from Jupiter to Saturn, which brings in discernment. There's a lot of potential for growth with this full moon, especially with the conjunction of Jupiter and the North Node. There's a lot of potential for growth, but you have to discern like what is right and what is not right for me. And discerning has to happen. And what I recommend is that you make decisions through your strategy and authority in your human design. So potential for growth is there. We just need to be open to knowing what is the right path for us individually. When you look at 13 degrees of Sagittarius, you've got two important things. You've got Ophiuchus. It's Ophiuchus Stargate, and you've got 1 degree away from the Great Attractor. Ophiuchus is the mystery. He represents the mysteries of the universe. He's known as the serpent bearer. He's the constellation that his foot dips into the ecliptic, and he has a snake in his arms, which represents wisdom and knowledge, ancient knowledge. He's the hidden sign, the 13th sign. Coincidence? I think not. And he represents the things that are like buried in ancient mystery. So this moon is also opening up a portal to ancient mysteries. And the Great Attractor is known as this cluster of hundreds of thousands of galaxies, hundreds of thousands of light years away, that is a black hole almost that represents, there's 33 in the chat right now, that represents the Akashic of the universe. So there's like the Akashic web of the earth, and then there's like the Akashic of the universe. And the Akashic of the universe is this connection. So we're opening, this moon can also open us up to deep hidden wisdom, ancient wisdom, mystery school stuff, and knowledge of like the story and the history of the entire universe. Like, how epic is that? But wait, there's more, because right on the other end of the spectrum, you've got the sun at 13 degrees, which is Orion. That's an Orion stargate. And plus the sun, where is he at right now? The sun right now is at 11 degrees. So 2 days ago, he was at 9 degrees, which is exactly on Aldebaran, which is the eye of the bull, also known as Archangel Michael, one of the royal fixed stars. And at 13 degrees is Orion energy, still close to Aldebaran, still within orb of Aldebaran and Archangel Michael. Orion is the information. It's the knowledge. It's also about mystery school, ancient knowledge, but it holds the information. When you tap into the constellation of Orion, you're tapping into the ninth dimension, which is the void, which is the center of the universe. And the Orions are all about understanding, finding more information to help you understand even further. It's the curiosity that guides you to know the universe. And both of these things are like fully active during this full moon. Like, yeah, this energy is crazy. So in terms of human design, this is actually really cool. The moon is going to be on the 5th gate and the 5th gene key, and the sun is on the 35th gate or 35th gene key. So it's on my birthday, right? My life's work in the gene keys is the 35th gene key, and my evolution is the 5th gene key. I know Raven has like the opposite, which means our suns are opposing, by the way. But anyways, so these two energies are being activated like really, really powerfully in my own personal chart in life, which is like super exciting for me because, like I said, the potential for growth, the opportunity for growth is huge. You just have to discern what is the right path for me to move towards. And what chakra activates this Sagittarius frequency is the throat chakra. Okay, this is according to the ancient Atlantis or ancient Atlantean wisdom. You can't see chakra, but the throat chakra, I'll put it over here, and the endocrine system. And the endocrine system has to do with all of the chakras. It's like a spiritual activation of all chakras. And the throat is about speaking the truth and also manifesting. In human design, the throat center is about manifesting, literally bringing things into the world, activating them and bringing them into the world. So, hello, Lisa, welcome in. So this is a big deal. We are manifesting. We are like literally manifesting. So what are you creating? You have to have that strong discernment to realign yourself towards your North Node, your better quality of life, things that you truly want. I would highly recommend like meditation to clear the mind, clear the body, clear the energy centers so that you are in the right alignment when the energy of this full moon arrives. But nevertheless, it is, freaking epic and super exciting. So what I want to do next is talk about the Sabian symbol and the Chandra symbol of the full moon. and get some more symbolism to help us understand what this energy is all about. Sabian symbols are literally that. They are phrases that help us understand things at a deeper level. So what is the Sabian symbol for 13 degrees of Sagittarius? Okay, so here we go. At the entrance of a maze-like Egyptian temple, an Arab guide in a fez argues with a group of tourists over the route they should take. This is about travel. This is meeting a foreign culture on its own terms and exploring its deeper recesses versus being too close-minded to see past the surface. This is acting as a spokesperson for one's own subculture, or having to navigate a minefield of non-negotiables. This is about diplomacy, knowing how to meet outsiders halfway by putting on their behavioral clothing. It's kind of like understanding each other, like kind of being like trying to understand each other's differences in a way. Insisting that a group agree on fundamentals before entering upon some group or project. This is expertise in winning arguments through charm, factual expertise, and confidence in one's position. And this is skill in navigating unfamiliar situations versus knowing when to ask for help. I like that. That rings more true than all the other ones to me. Skill in navigating unfamiliar situations. I think that's really what this moon is pointing us towards. And the reason is because it's unfamiliar, because it's outside of the comfort zone. The Sabian symbol, the Chandra symbol of this, and you make whatever you need to of these symbols. Yeah, right? Okay, so here's the Chandra symbol. A terrarium filled with carnivorous plants. Deposited in the jungle, the pit, the open sewer, exposed mercilessly to the worst chaos, multiplicity, and darkness the world has to offer. Toughened, seasoned, tempered under duress, forced to get it. Magnetizing the collective crisis and subcurrents can give you a crash course in what has happened to the world and what must be done about it. You feel especially keenly pulled to participate in situations where anything goes and you must live by your wits or else. This is the fast, hard way to get a refresher course in the tortures and the plagues in order to come up with solutions and alternatives of the most avid, incisive, and irresistible kind. Damn, that is heavy. But if you think about long-term and short-term of what's been happening in the collective, that's kind of what we're experiencing. We're in a crash course on planet Earth, and unfortunately, crash courses are intense and they bring a lot of chaos. And they it's like the revelation. Yeah, right? Seeing things because we're being forced to see them the hard way, learning the hard way. That's intense. I think that's an overarching theme that we are seeing in the collective for sure. Well, I like that, Lisa, walking in another's footsteps. Okay. So I want to read, we're going to finish this off by talking about the 5th gene key, which this moon is activating. So combining a little bit of human design as well, where the 5th gene key in human design is called, it's the 5th gate. It's called the gate of fixed patterns and the gate of rhythms. And it's about like creating new rhythms, right? Or waiting for the new rhythms to arrive. I see my Wi-Fi is a little bit weird, so if you can't hear me, then let me know. This is a gate found in the sacral center. And I'm going to be going into detail tomorrow night at the same time here on YouTube about the human design of this full moon. Yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me. It's kind of coming. It's freezing up for me, but if you can hear me, at least that's good. The channel, the audio is good, says Raven. Okay, good. The channel that is completed from the sacral center to the G center in human design is called the channel of rhythm. It's the oh wait, hang on, I'm kind of confused. I might be incorrect about that. So I'm going to wait for tomorrow to kind of go into that information. But either way, I think it's the 515. No, I think it's correct. It's the 515. It's called the channel of rhythm. But anyways, that is something I'm going to be going into more detail tomorrow. Now we're going to dive into the gene key energy, which helps us to have like a good foundational understanding of the energy of the fifth gene key and the fifth gate. So the fifth gene key moves from the shadow of impatience to the gift of patience to the city of timelessness. And the key phrase that describes this city of timelessness is hitting the speed of being. And the fifth gene key descriptive phrase is the ending of time. Now, I think those are huge, powerful, like symbolic energies to like be diving into, right? Especially when it comes to Jupiter energy and growth. So the fifth city, timelessness, hitting the speed of being. Since the discovery of DNA and the mapping of the human genome, a huge amount of energy has gone into trying to identify and locate genes that seem to have specific links to certain diseases and illnesses. Now that we humans have cracked the code of life, our goal is to try and use it to make our lives more secure, which is understandable. However, what the shadow frequency fails to realize is that just because you can read a code does not mean that you are bound by that code. For example, knowing a child's genetic predisposition to heart disease may well end up being a double-edged sword because the very knowing increases the possibilities of its occurring. If the parents respond through fear, then the frequency is indeed strengthened. At the gift level of frequency, you have just learned the higher manifestation of your DNA also exists. To live an open-hearted life is to operate at peak health and therefore to override any such genetic predispositions. However, there exists an even higher truth hiding here at the Siddhic frequency. It is that all codes can eventually be transcended and are in fact designed to be transcended. The truth is momentous. What the shadow frequency views as a problem may actually be a higher genetic mutation waiting to be unlocked. Here, at the highest Siddhic frequencies, codes can no longer be unlocked digitally, which means to say that the mind cannot comprehend them. Only the human spirit can unlock the deepest secrets in your DNA. It is here in the fifth city that the great secret known as enlightenment lies waiting. The highest code can only be awakened by the flood of high frequencies contained within the spectrum of light. This is why the ancients named the phenomenon of awakening enlightenment. The more you open yourself to higher frequencies of light, the more heightened the vibration becomes within your cellular DNA. Awakening usually occurs in a rhythmic or logarithmic manner. That is to say, that the body is periodically flooded by higher Siddhic frequencies prior to full-blown enlightenment. The distance in time between such events decreases by approximately 1/2 every time it occurs. The body is readying itself for an experience that will alter its own functioning permanently. Every time you experience such an inflow of acidic high-frequency light, you move through an intense period of mutation in which any glitches in your genetic code are erased. This translates into experience as deep unconscious fears rising up to the surface of your awareness through the medium of your body. After such periods, your whole system must literally be rebooted. These times in your life can be very challenging, and you may well experience some disorientation. That's putting it lightly. As it nears the acidic threshold, the frequency of your body will begin to approach the speed of light. Dude, 4444 on my little frequency of transmission just happened there. It is only when your frequency hits the speed of light that time finally dissolves and pure being is experienced. This is the higher purpose hidden in all human DNA, to hit the speed of being. At the level of the fifth city, patience itself is completely transcended and something wonderful happens. You as a separate entity cease to exist. Impatience and patience are two ends of the same spectrum, and as such, they are rooted in the existence of time. There is a fascinating lesson to be learned from the spectrum of consciousness, and patience is the only key that allows you to see this lesson. All beings in life are waiting. Life itself can be seen as a waiting for death. We each wait for the future to reach into us, and as it does, so we see what life has planned for us. Consciousness dances through our vehicles in unique archetypal patterns. Sometimes we may find ourselves struggling in a shadow state, while at others we feel a deep sense of peace. Our lives are like the candle flame flickering in the winds of duality, impatience to patience, fear to trust, and back again endlessly. Acidic state is different from this. In acidic state, you have jumped out of the game. You are not identified with the candle flame, even though it may go on flickering. You cannot talk in terms of patience or impatience because you cannot talk in terms of time or identity. This is the meaning of the city of timelessness. Timelessness is the nature of consciousness itself. It is unborn and undying. Timelessness does not care whether the body is exhibiting patience or impatience. It simply is. Timelessness is thus the death of all fighting. Patience and impatience are not absolute states. They are the poles within life experienced through human awareness. Only timelessness is an absolute state, acidic state. The nature of the 64 cities can be seen very clearly through this fifth city. These are not glamorous states, even though the words may sound captivating. Most of the cities are actually very ordinary. They occur when the set of patterns that you call yourself finally experiences itself as nothing more than a set of patterns. At this point, consciousness sees itself, and the awareness operating through you is never quite the same again, even though the patterns of your nature continue to run until you die. This great change occurs when the smaller self stops trying to interfere with the flickering of the candle flame of awareness from one state to another. In other words, you stop trying to leave the shadow frequency. When you stop trying to leave the shadow frequency, only then can the paradox happen, when there is no more fight left in you. The fifth city also shows up the problems of language. In this book, we talk about states in terms of frequency bands. A higher gift state is spoken of as having a higher frequency, and a shadow state as having a lower frequency. This language feeds the human evolutionary urge to achieve higher states. Because of this language, it may be assumed that a higher frequency is therefore your goal. Ironically, the acidic states cannot really be spoken of in terms of frequency at all, since frequency depends on oscillations of wave patterns within time. How then can we discuss timelessness or indeed any of the 63 cities? The answer is that we cannot, but we can still play within the language. This is the hidden lesson of the spectrum of consciousness, that it is actually a fallacy because you cannot measure or divide consciousness. You may well be wondering by now whether there is any point in going on in this exploration of the 64 gene keys. Well, there is, and there isn't. One thing is true to say: the more deeply your mind grasps the fact that you cannot do anything in life, the more you must begin to surrender both to your smaller genetic nature and your greater galactic nature. In the end, only timelessness will tell. That's a hilarious ending to this chapter, but kind of an intense one. Yeah, Richard Rudd, right? This is a big one. This is a big deal. The ending of time, timelessness, impatience, patience. I think it's a huge lesson in letting go, honestly. Total, let go, surrender. And it ties back into what I was talking about with the full moon being a full moon of expansion and growth, and how that growth and expansion will never happen unless you leave your comfort zone. Like, how many times have you been afraid of something and then you suddenly just let go and just surrendered and went outside of your comfort zone, and then boom, so much healing, so much power just kind of floods in. And then you're like, wow, it's exciting because you've actually accomplished something that you never have before, and you wouldn't have accomplished it and if you gave into your fear. Yeah, Lisa, totally get it. Yeah, I do too. This is my evolution sphere. So I evolve when I transmute the shadow of impatience to the gift of patience to the city of timelessness. It's a huge lesson. I mean, I know personally, having this energy in my gene keys, in my evolution sphere of my activation sequence, which means I can't really move forward without transmuting this shadow. The shadow will continue to come up in my life until I finally get it and relax and let go and let everything just be the way it is and stop trying to control, because that's what impatience is. And I can speak to this very personally. Impatience is the need to control everything. And things are not going the way you want them to, so you get impatient. That's where that comes from. It's not that you want things to move faster. It's not. It's you want things to be controlled and to happen a certain way at a certain time and all that stuff, right? Timing is a part of it. But the impatience doesn't come because things aren't happening the way you want, things aren't moving fast enough. They come because things are not moving the way you want them to. So it's more about relinquishing the need to be in control of how everything flows and just letting everything fucking flow. And that's the gift of patience that leads to timelessness, because eventually you let go of the whole need to control anything. And then it's and then you relax. And that's patience. You relax and you're like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm chill. Everything is cool. So it's a funny game, this one, but a really, really powerful one. So that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys all so much for being here, for sharing this space. Please join us in the global community. And we've got some more awesome things coming up these next few days. Lots of broadcasts, lots of things. We got human design tomorrow. We got full moon and birthday celebration on Saturday. We got our live concert on Sunday. So come hang out, share it out with your friends. Thank you again. Oh, thank you, Lish. You are a great teacher. Your experience and truth help to understand on a level deeper than any book could. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Satnam. Yes, Satnam. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you again tomorrow to talk about the human design and see how this full moon is affecting our human design chart, which helps us understand our strategy, our authority, and yeah, all that good stuff. Satnam, Satnam, and see you soon. Peace.